Hey everybody, I have something new I'm going to try. I'm going to try to do like a weekly podcast sort of thing on every Friday. I'm not going to make any promises because if there's one thing that's for sure, it's that life can sometimes get in the way. And I know with me especially, there's a lot of things I've said I'm going to do, or a lot of videos I've said I'm going to have, and then they just don't happen. This is something I'm going to try to commit to, though, because as somebody who watches quite a bit of YouTube myself, when you have favorite people that you like watching or favorite channels that you like seeing content from, and then you go day after day after day and then never see a video, or in my case, like a month between my info video that I put up a couple days ago and then the video before that. Today's just going to be some channel updates, some personal updates, and then some of the plans for videos that hopefully you'll be seeing in the near future. Now, our first order of business here is that I'm no longer in the pro shop world. I got an offer that I really couldn't pass up, and while I'm going to miss what I do best, which is pro shop work, at the same time I actually get a chance to bowl now. The pro shop was doing so well that, anytime during bowling season, like August through April, bowling tournaments just really wasn't an option, and I missed quite a few leagues that I like bowling in too. And I'm still technically on the payroll, though. I'm kind of the safety net for sick days or vacations, and we always have a big sale around Thanksgiving weekend that I'm going to help with. But for now, I get to bowl tournaments. I'm pretty excited about that. I have one actually coming up tomorrow that I'm leaving today for. It's in Wichita, Kansas, called Swiss Trios. It's a really fun tournament and format that I haven't gotten to bowl, like I said, for several years. For those who may not know, the Swiss format means that every game is a position round. So every game is worth 5 points. You get one apiece for singles wins, so you bowl the person across from you. And you get a point for that. And then 2 points for the team win, or the total team series for that game. So we had 12 games in total, and with every round being a position round, you're not going to have one of those things where if you're bowling good, you might be able to catch a couple good draws or something like that, and kind of just run the table. You're going to be bowling everyone else who's bowling well, and if you do have a couple rough games, it's just as easy to get back into the mix if you fall to the bottom of the pack. The tournament's full at 48 teams, and there's probably 20-some teams on the waiting list. It's a very popular tournament in the area. Usually we have some pretty big names down there, too. I know that Wes Malotte's bowled the last couple of years. Virtually the entire Wichita State bowling team and tons of their alumni bowl. I haven't seen the list for this year yet, but there's a lot of nationally recognizable names, and the competition is always very high, so it's always a fun tournament. Even if you don't bowl that well, it's a fun tournament just to be bowling around people with such high level skills. I mean, it's just awesome to be down there. I'll let you know how it goes and who I see. Hopefully I can get some video of some people in the process. Next tournament, I'm going to the Greater Tulsa Open, or the GTO, in November. I think it's the weekend of the 18th and 19th. Hope to see some of you there. And if you see me, just come say hey. My goal for the channel is for it to be for everyone that watches, not just something I can use to stroke my ego, or, if I get a question, I'll answer it. I try to answer every comment and message that I get. I don't plan to stop that ever. I mean, that's the point of the whole thing. So definitely, if you ever see me or you have a question, just ask. I'm not some guy that just cheeses up for my videos here and then's a real life tool bag. At least I try not to be. My new job is as a state bridge inspector, and we work 4 10-hour days. So I do have 3-day weekends now instead of 1-day weekends. And as much time as it sounds like I have available now, that's kind of just it. I have a lot of time available for a lot of things, but there's a lot of stuff I need to catch up on, a lot of stuff I want to catch up on, and unfortunately at the moment, YouTube just isn't very high on the priority list. I still have aspirations of investing a lot of time and money into the channel and seeing what we end up with besides just doing review videos and whining about USB-C. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I tend to do that. I tend to jump the gun or rush things before I've got a plan set in stone, and that's when things fall apart. Or even when I think I've got a plan set up, it's just working. A lot of schedule stuff is so tough with what I want to do, and I'm trying to work with several different schedules. And I don't like saying stuff like, well, I'm going to have a hot sale video, and then it just never shows up. That being said, my next episode of Beer Frame, I already have that figured out. It's going to be on being a company staffer. I get a lot of questions about it. there's a lot of there's a lot of misconceptions. So me and a friend of mine who's a staffer for EBI are going to talk about the pros and cons of being on a company staff. And the problem being is that he's the one that took over the pro shop for me. And the plan is also to film it at my brother's brewery. And getting schedules to work out for all of that have been fairly difficult because I work a regular day shift now in the pro shop during the evenings, and then my brother's brewery is always crazy. And so trying to figure out how we're actually going to get all that to work has just been pretty difficult so far. And I don't want to just... I've had a lot of stuff on my couch, and I don't want to just kind of sit there and ramble at you. I want to do something a little bit cooler than that, you know? And I think that doing it in the brewery would be a lot of fun. Let me see. I have a collection of... a handful of Tech Talk episodes written. I just need to film them. I just need to get them done. Plus, I've got a new Essentials collection coming out that I'm pretty excited about. I'm going to do it for Essentials collection for sport patterns. That right now is priority number one because it's really the easiest thing that I can do at this point. All I have to do is just go to the bowling alley. I can film it and put it together. This is something I'll talk about in the staffer video, but what I'm trying to do for the channel isn't cheap and it's pretty time consuming, so most of the time I'm just waiting on time and money. I actually spend quite a bit more time and money being on staff than I would if I wasn't on staff. Contrary to popular opinion, stuff isn't free, so it's not like I can just put in an order and, for whatever I want, and then they just next day air it to me or something. At the same time, if it wasn't for my staff contract, and this wouldn't be on the realm of possibility. I wouldn't be doing this. So as always, I want to thank my rep Brett Cooper and Storm for the support. The channel's really taken off this year. I've been getting a lot of requests to do a lot of stuff, and they're all good requests, and it's all stuff I'd love to do. Like, I'd love to drill 2 balls with different layouts for every review video, and it's just not an option yet. It's not in the cards yet. Hopefully it will be soon, but if everybody continues to watch the videos and encourage your friends to watch the videos, I'm pretty optimistic about the possibilities in the near future. As far as equipment goes, I recently put up a preview video for the new Intense and the Matchup Hybrid. I should have those videos in about 3 weeks. I get access to the balls here in a couple weeks and then throw them a little bit and get everything put together. For the immediate future, though, I'm drilling another Hustle ink with a 4-inch pin and taking it to 2000 for my tournament this weekend. So I also intend to do a video on that. It just kind of so happens that it worked out this time, so I'm actually going to be able to show you what a different layout on this ball looks like. I've been asked a lot of questions about the ink and if I've changed the surface, and it's just so good that I haven't done a heckin' thing to it yet. I've been throwing a combination of Marvel Pearl and High Road Pearl in League right now. Occasionally the Code Red and the Hustle come out, the Hustle ink come out. The Code Red just rolls a little bit too heavy and it's a little bit too firm off of friction sometimes, and the lanes don't quite transition enough for me to get to the ink. It's really, really good when you get a really good track developed, something that I can just kind of throw out there and bump. The lanes don't quite transition enough for me in League to be able to throw it very much. Most of the time I can just move left with whatever I'm using. The Marvel Pearl it's so easy to keep around the pocket, and that's really all there is to it. It's so easy to stay in the pocket, and there's just really no reason to throw anything else. Trios this weekend, I'm packing everything. It's a sport compliant. It's almost a sport compliant pattern. It's 3.33 to 1. It's 40 feet. It's 25 mils, so it's pretty well medium everything. But I'm taking the Exist, the Trick, the No Rules Pearl, the Hectic, my new ink, and then everything that I listed above. So I think I'm gonna leave one of the bags in the trunk though, because I don't want to walk in with like 12 balls and look like that tool bag that I said that I wasn't earlier. So I'm just going to take 6 in. I'm going to have 3 more in the trunk, but I'm just going to take 6 in, even though I have a backpack. Don't judge me. I might even put holes in another High Road Pearl. I've got a High Road Pearl stashed, and I've just beaten the hell out of the other one, so... it looked pretty. I threw it a couple times in League last night. It's still, the old faithful still look pretty good, so I probably will leave the other one in the box for now. That's all I've got for now. For future podcasts, I'm going to talk about things in the world of bowling too. It's not just going to be this weekly turn on the camera and talk about myself show. I've gotten a lot of questions about my own personal bowling and what I use, what I bowl, what kind of leagues I bowl, what kind of tournaments I bowl, things like that. So I want to answer some of those questions and just kind of let you know what's going on with the channel, and what you can expect to see, hopefully sooner rather than later. Thanks for now. At the very least, we will see you next Friday.